and welcome back to Daventry. This afternoon we had the Men's British Open, and now this evening we will turn our attention to the Ladies British Open. You just saw Amy Beachamp sat down in her chair. She's taking on Claire Smith, who's just broken off. I'm Tony Holgate, and it's an absolute honour to be joined in the commentary box by the living legend herself. We haven't got a long enough show to list her titles. Barbara Taylor. Welcome, Barbara.
Great to be here, Tony. Thank you very much.
Well, Amy's at the table. You've had many a battle with her, and I think Claire Smith's going to have a big battle tonight.
I think it's a real tough match for Claire, to be honest with you. I think there's plenty that she would have preferred, plenty of players she would have preferred to have been playing at the first attempt. A little harsh, but it's also a chance to make a name for yourself as well and set your stall out for the new year.
Absolutely. These matches, of course, are race to 4, 30-minute match clock.
I think this is also an interesting group. This is group 3, actually. So you've got Amy and Claire, who are playing now, and the other 2 players, I believe, are on the stream at 10 o'clock this evening, and that's Yusra Balashra from Morocco, and you've got Emily May Chadburn. So an interesting group, but one that you'd fully expect Amy to come through.
Yeah, Amy, of course, the overwhelming favourite to come through this group. And obviously we will be alluding to all the groups as we go along, and a star-studded lineup for the evening as well.
There's some cracking matches tonight.
Well, Champ's taking on this red into the centre pocket, completing her pot. She'll be happy with that little nudge on the yellow as well. She'll take that.
I think Amy's looking to just continue where she left off at the end of last year.
So we were talking earlier, and we haven't seen a lot of Claire Smith. She's come from the Challenger Tour.
Yeah.
And this will be, I'm presuming, her first time on a live stream arena.
I must admit, I'm not 100%, obviously.
So it must be quite intimidating to be out there playing somebody of Amy's stature.
Again, first match. Yeah, you would have preferred to at least have had a game first. But again, there's 2 ways of looking at it. You could fancy your chances catching Amy cold. It can work 1 or 2 ways, really, can't it?
Well, this afternoon in the men's, you had the likes of Chris Melling out there, and he was falling short of a couple of balls early on, and he did get beaten in the end, you know, and some, I will say, uncustomary sort of misses from Chris. And I think it's because it was his first match, it's cold. Amy there has drawn the keyboard back a long, long way off that last red, but see, Amy's potting is absolutely superb.
She's recovered well there.
Just double checking the black goes past, I'm sure it does. There you see, she's got nearly all the pocket, and that's a lovely finish there. And a great start from Amy Beachamp.
I think the problem as well with these is the races are to 4. So obviously, you're obviously tentative at the start, because sometimes you can blink and be 2 or 3-0 down, and the clock's enough time, but the race to 4 is a very short race, and the only fortunate thing about it is the format for the competition. So we're in groups of 4, but you can actually afford to lose a match, because the top 2 go through to the main knockout phase, but if you finish in the bottom 2, then you move into the plate. So there's always something to play for, so it obviously stops people giving up after 2 matches.
Well, that's the thing, because you try and jockey for a good position in your group and to make it through.
Yeah.
But if you're not going to make it through to the main event, you've still got something else to play for, so you're not giving up the ghost.
Yeah. I think it works very well. It keeps every player has got an interest right the way through. They never have nothing to play for. And it's an unusual dry break. Is that a dry break from Amy?
It is a dry break from Amy.
Look at the split on these.
Well, Claire Smith is going to get her chance to shine. Reds will probably be her colour of choice. And she agrees. So you're in one of the groups as well, Barbara. How's your group looking?
Horrendous.
Really?
No,
Horrendous.
it could have been a lot nicer. So obviously I've got Kirsty Lee Davis.
I did see that. That's why I mentioned it.
But there's also Kim Beresford, who's just come back from Malta playing for Northern Ireland.
Yep.
Great player. And I believe the other player is Frank Calvert, who's a good player. So
It's a tough group, isn't it?
It could have been a whole lot nicer. But listen, if you're going to win anything, you've got to play everybody.
Thing is, Barbara, that's the sort of group that keeps you focused from start to finish. You can't take your eye off the ball in that company. And taking your eye off the ball a little bit, Claire Smith there with the in-off and gives ball in hand to Amy. And these are the mistakes that someone like Amy Beachamp will punish you to the hilt.
Yeah, I mean, although she's got a couple of I'm going to say awkward balls, she's got obviously both top rails with balls on. I think she'll make short work of these, Amy.
Yeah, what I like about Amy, she's just so professional, the way she goes about her preparation. Obviously her playing's outstanding, but she knows how to manage herself, for rest time, and she works in between as well. She trots off with the laptop, and obviously she's got a good job and this and the other, but she's such a great player and just a model professional.
100%. I must admit, I've only arrived today, but I'm enjoying the fact that I'm actually literally just here. I don't think she'd be too happy with that little kiss,
no.
But I think she'll still be able to manage this. It's made it an awful lot harder.
Well, they've got to be disturbed, those two yellows now. She's not stuck together in the middle of the table. She's having a look to see if that yellow passes by the red into the corner. I think if it doesn't go clean, it goes off the rail and into the red and in. But she's, like you say, Barbara, she's made herself a lot more work than she had.
Yeah. I think the only saving grace is obviously that red is pushed onto the left-hand rail. And I think she can actually play this yellow off of the right-hand rail and bump the red. And if it pots, fine. If it doesn't, I don't think she'll be leaving too much. It's a lovely shot. And she's got options now. She can either play the double if it's there, but she can also take the cut on along the bottom rail and look to play into those two yellows.
Yeah, if you do that, you've got to make sure you want to hit that yellow half ball.
Yeah.
Because if you hit it full ball, you'd be stuck behind it. But she's gone for the double, and she's missed it. Not left an easy shot, though, for Claire Smith. The only one clear pot she's got is into the middle bag. But just look at the hamper queuing. It was not an easy shot at all.
No. And again, all you're looking for is an opportunity to get your hand on the table and pot a couple of, not easy balls, but no one's ever going to sit them up 3 over a pocket. And
No, certainly not.
But you still want to be able to get your hand on the table, don't you?
Well, she's got a natural angle here, is Amy. I thought she was going to play the middle one of the two, but she's going for the long pot first.
That's lovely.
That's a great pot.
I'm not so sure though.
The thing is, she looks like she has too much angle here.
I think she might have to screw off of the left-hand cushion and back across, but yeah.
Well, she obviously feels that this there's a little look to the sky that she's not happy.
No.
She obviously feels that the yellow goes past the red into this corner, but I'm sure she'd have liked to have been a little straighter here and certainly not sort of got a hand over the top of that red near the rail.
Yeah, I think she just got into it a little bit too much, didn't she? It was almost like she just needed a delicate stun and she's just got into it too much, but I think she's going to be all right.
That's a great shot. Oh, that's a fabulous shot, Amy.
Shot. Call me Virgo.
I like the fact that a lot of the players now have these little mini extensions now because they just don't want to play with the rest. And I get it. I was never a great rest player. But it's black. I was going to say for 2-0. But
Just looked a little bit jabby, that shot.
It did indeed. It was never in. Nice pot there from Claire Smith.
She's just got into it a little bit too much, hasn't she?
Caught out by the pace of the table.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that.
Well, this is sensible. She can come down here and just play a snooker, just roll off this red, leave the cue ball on the bottom cushion, and force Amy to go up and down.
And that's a nice sign that she's thinking clearly.
Yeah.
She's not panicking out there. She's actually thinking about what she's leaving.
I mean, this is a chance. I mean, you're going to expect Amy to hit the black, and if she catches it right, she pots it. But
wow.
Then again, the little throw of the cushion as Amy sort of gives that cushion a bit of a glare.
It did seem to slide off, didn't it?
Well, this is what she needed, was ball in hand. For me, she wants to put herself on the ball into the middle and then just roll across and play this one on the rail second. I wouldn't be playing this now, and she certainly would not straight.
Yeah.
Yes.
By taking the one in the middle first, then...
Yeah, you just want to leave yourself a little angle, pop it down the rail, little angle on the last red into the bottom corner, and you're onto the black. Now she's very straight on this red, so whatever happens, she's going to, if she pots this, which she expect her to do so, she's going to have a long red into that top left-hand corner. So this is a big shot.
She's obviously feeling confident.
Oh, that's a great pot.
Yeah, she's played that really
Cue
well.
ball. This anywhere on the table, if you've got your hand on the table, is an easy black. It's just dead straight and it's and cushed up a bit. Oh, she's done well, Claire Smith.
That's a great clearance.
Yeah, it is. I thought went the, let's say, a little bit the scenic route and the harder way round it, but fair play to Claire Smith. I mean, she showed a lot of nerve there.
Yeah, great cueing on certain shots.
Having a friendly little chat across the arena with her opponent.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be for me.
No.
Not during the match. Unfriendly chats.
Yeah.
They're quite acceptable.
I don't think I've ever seen you friendly round a pool table.
No, people kept beating me. It annoyed me all the time.
Well, you're not there to be friends, are you?
No. Plenty of time for that. But anyway, all played in the greatest spirit.
Of course. And a nice settler for Claire.
Yeah.
19 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, I was impressed with that. I was just impressed with her long pot in there because she had two awkward pots. So, playing the first time on TV, maybe, especially the starting match of the ladies' tournament.
Another dry break.
Well, that's it. The players, nobody's got a ball off the break yet.
No.
Because Amy's also been guilty. But what Amy did last time was finish from Claire's break. And you have to say, those reds look very inviting.
Yeah. Oh, she's overcooked that one. Again, I think the pace is catching out both players at the moment.
Yeah, she'd have liked to just been straight on that one into the left-hand centre. Now she's going to have to reroute and come across to the other one into the right centre.
I still think she's going to be fine.
Yeah. Where'd you go here, Barbara? Do you take the one at the bottom, just sort of rub the cue ball into that yellow and try and drop low on the red beneath the black?
I think you're going to have to, but again, you don't... She would never have wanted to be moving balls around the way it has been. If that red goes up the top, she'll be able to run that through and maybe recover, but I'm not so sure she's on the one that you were talking about originally.
Well, she sort of stunned it in rather than roll the cue ball through.
Yeah.
And what that did was push the yellow towards the red rather than just have the cue ball slide off it, leave the yellow where it was. So it's just been made, again, a little more tricky than probably Amy would have imagined she'd leave herself.
I still think it's literally just the pace of the table that's catching her out. Obviously, Champs knows exactly what she's doing.
Well, she slices that yellow into the centre. And that was a very, very good shot, well thought out and well executed.
And that's the recovery shot you need, because she can just drop that one into the middle now, play the red next to the black and just run it through for that red into the bottom right.
This is the difference between the ladies' elite. Right. Those sort of shots and thinking of the pattern and where to go and how to get on. You know, dig yourself out of a hole.
Yeah. It's not always possible, to be fair, but she's seen the shot. She knew she was going to hold on the yellows. She's recovered perfectly. Oh, she's pinched too much, I think.
Well. And not only that, she's left Claire Smith on the worst yellow she had, which is down by the reds. Trouble is that cue ball is a bit dangerous towards the middle.
To be fair, where all the yellows are, I don't know whether that would have been the time I might have gone for that, because that was a bit of insurance. You got a couple on the rails. It depends on how you're feeling. Obviously, maybe after the last frame she's feeling really good, but you're now all in.
Yeah, absolutely. Just wants to not leave herself straight on all these balls and on the rails. It is making her work a lot harder. But she can play ball potting. She rifles them in.
Yeah. She does look like she's cueing very well. That's a nice shot.
Yep, got that one off the rail. So looking at the layout now, black ball looks the biggest issue. And that was, she hit that a bit too thick contact there, where you saw the yellow wiped his feet, but it also slowed the cue ball down.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'd play? I think I'd play yellow down and play loss of turn and bring the cue ball back around over to the left-hand side of that table. I'd try to, which would possibly leave Amy a really thin cut. But if the yellow stayed there and blocked, I don't know, that'd just be me, because this is a tough shot. Quite rightly using her extension.
I do believe you're right, but I get a feeling she's going to try and go bottom right.
So you're leaving game up if you miss this as well.
That's a great shot.
That's an incredible pot.
What do we know, Tony?
Absolutely nothing. Yeah, great pot there from Claire Smith. It's going to require 2 more good pots though. Well, it's going to be the double. This has been incredible out. Well, this for a 2-1 lead. And the underdog has pulled out an absolute monster of a finish against Amy Beachamp. Well, I can't quite believe that finish, Babs. I mean, that's incredible.
I don't think Amy will, to be fair. Although Amy will be ruined the opportunities that she's missed, but it is purely, I do believe, the pace of the table. In terms of the whole competition, I still think she's going to be fine. She'll qualify.
Well, it was the misread, wasn't it, that she pinched too much in the pocket?
Yeah, but even though she missed part of it, she pinched part of it. She still left the white ball on the rail and pretty much straight for the other one. So I think she'll be disappointed in that. But again, it's first match. Like I say, your first match is always the one where you're the most edgy. And also, it's even worse if you're playing somebody who, when people like ourselves are talking and you're nailed on to, you're on a hide into nothing. So there's an added pressure from that side as well. So I still think she'll be fine though.
Well, finally, one of our ladies out there has made a ball off the break.
Yeah.
Looking at the table.
She looks like she's looking at.
I preferred reds. I'm going to say that now, and I'm looking at them.
Having said that, the yellow that's
There's a case
closest to
for
the
both.
right middle, yeah, you can develop that one, I suppose. I thought reds, to be fair, but again, it's personal choice, isn't it? And I do think there's only one tricky ball, which is quite easy to get out.
Amy taking on the tougher of the two pots and coming up short again, and she's left Claire Smith on this awkward red at the bottom of the table beneath that yellow, and I'm sure that passes into the bottom corner. Not only that, she'll get onto the red at the bottom of the table, and this is a possible chance again. She plays anything like she did in the last frame.
Yeah, she's cueing really well.
And we've seen Claire rifle these in that are close to the rail. That is a great shot. That is a fabulous shot there from Claire Smith, and I'll tell you what, she's turned up and means business.
Yeah, definitely. She's
not here to just take part. I'll just be the sideshow here in the Amy Beachamp show, and I'll tell you what,
it's quite apparent she obviously is a good cueist. And it could well be that she hasn't quite had the results that she feels like she deserves on the tours.
Well, she's taking the tough red that's closest to the rail first. Brave and clinical. And I'll tell you what, she can cut that. In fact, I think she can play it long into the bottom corner. I was going to say she can cut it into the middle and use the yellow to hold the cue ball, but I think it actually goes into the bottom left as well. So now it all depends how Claire is feeling, and I think she's coming downstairs. Yep.
Yeah.
Clean as a whistle. What are we witnessing here, Barbara?
We're just witnessing a player who's cueing really well.
Absolutely.
Taking advantage of the opportunities that she's been given. She's also just showing no fear.
And she's been faultless. What's more, she doesn't look nervous. Brilliant, absolute brilliant finish again from Claire Smith.
Dead centre of the pocket, no problem.
Quite relaxed. 3-1 up against one of the world's greatest players. No problem, just another day at the office.
Yeah, if only it was that easy.
It's been made to look quite easy.
Teach me.
Yeah, me too. What a performance from Claire Smith thus far. She's on the hill, one away. And I mean, how's that? You look at the group and you think, oh, I've got Amy in there and I've got a couple of tough games. And then if she does go on and beat Amy in the opener, I mean, wow. You've got to win one more and you're through.
Yeah. I think, to be honest with you, it's not so much that. It would also be such a confidence booster. Even though you may have always believed inside that you were capable of results like this, it could well be that you haven't been able to achieve them. Finally doing it gives you that added...
It could be.
Yeah.
Prefers to be out there on a big match table.
Yeah.
Big stage. Have a look at me. I can play this game. Rather than out there with all and sundry. And now she's making balls off the break as well. Gave it a little bit more force that time.
Yeah.
And they're there. Reds are there for a start. I know these are the two near the middle, but if you pot the one into the left-hand centre, the one up into the top left-hand corner, you can then come down, you can play a little cannon plant.
Yep.
Knock them in. The second red will come off the side cushion and back out.
Yep.
I'm already shaking hands with her. I've given her the game. It's a lot more to do than that, but there's a feasible chance in the way Claire Smith's playing. You couldn't rule it out.
To be fair to her, she could literally just play the 3-ball plant and run the red up the top of the table.
Well, as long as it stays away from another yellow, and if it's in the open, because Claire's open potting, she didn't miss anything. Got to play it now.
For me, yeah.
It's now or never, Claire.
And all you need is a half ball or quarter ball, really. I think the yellow and the red are that close together, it wouldn't take much. It's a lovely pace.
Well, the red will now go into that right-hand centre. So if she comes across to the left-hand centre, down to the bottom left-hand corner, rolls the one into the top left-hand corner, lands in the gap of the 2 yellows that are at the top of the table. Could be home and hosed.
Easy.
Trouble is, I used to see this when I was playing and then just miss his first ball. That's what I like sitting here. I've never missed a ball from the commentary box. Nothing to do with the QB, just stop it dead. This has been exquisite pull from Claire Smith, and now she's looking. She just knows, just top the cue ball through a little bit. No side, nothing.
No, I think it'll bounce out nicely.
If she gets right on it, she'll give herself a shot onto. Oh my word! Just when she saw the finishing line, in comes a ball that she would pot in her sleep. The way she's been playing, and that's the first time she's just asked herself a question: how did I miss that?
She doesn't look happy at all, and to be honest, to be fair to her, she shouldn't be.
Now this is how these matches can suddenly flip like a coin, because how does that now resonate in the mind of Claire Smith? Once you know you've been there, you were at the line.
Oh.
Well.
Well, she's got away with that one, Amy. On twofold, two counts.
Absolutely, yeah. Not left her red and blocked off the black.
Yeah.
What's happening in there now? It's
well, you've got a bit of pressure on one side, and then you've obviously got, well, I don't know, could you say adrenaline? Could you say thinking too far ahead?
Possibly.
But I always get annoyed when people talk about me when I'm out there, and I go, no, that wasn't what I was thinking, it was just a bad shot. You know? But I think she's going to be ruining the chance, because obviously she didn't have much choice there, shot-wise, and I think Amy will now capitalise.
Played quite nonchalantly there.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think she's impressed.
No. Well, she's a perfectionist.
Yes.
And she looks like a girl that with an air of sort of, I'm not going to say despondency, but she's like you say, she's annoyed. She's thinking, what am I doing?
But that's what makes champions. If you settle for it and you're happy, you're never going to win anything. You've got to be always frustrated, if that makes sense.
That's a super pot. And that is more like Amy could have done with a couple more ball rolls, but I think that this is just far enough for Amy to slot this down the rail, and it stays out.
I don't think that was a particularly easy cut, but a shot that I would definitely.
Well, she played a cut earlier on the bottom rail that was really, really thin that she knocked in, and I don't think it was any thinner than that.
No, it's still tricky. I'm a little surprised at going for this one, but
yeah, I think she took on the harder of the two.
Yeah.
Well, for Amy's relief, finally, you think she's going to get over the line. She's having to check to see how far onto the knuckle that ball is, and in it goes, and probably a little bit of a disgruntled Amy goes back to her chair, but she's still in this match. That's the relief you've got to take with that. And on the opposite side of the coin in the arena, Claire Smith has had an absolute golden chance to win the match 4-1. So contrasting thoughts going through the two ladies' heads at the moment.
Yeah, I think Claire's going to be disappointed. She's going to be trying to G herself up, saying, you know, I've still got a chance. 5 minutes 40 something on the clock. Obviously, Champs is now going to be like, okay, well, I got away with one there. Let's punish it. So, like I say, Amy just needs one of her trademark breaks now.
I'll tell you what, that red just stopped the cue ball. The cue ball goes straight like an arrow to that top right hand corner, and the red came across and stopped it.
I still don't know how that red hasn't dropped though either. Yeah, that's kicked it out, but how is that not? Wow.
Well, maybe the gods smiling down on Claire Smith, I was going to say, but that's another chance. You have to get that first ball, even just to manage the clock a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, if this went to a 6-red shootout, now Amy's had a few in the past. You'd have to make her a big favourite there.
Yeah, you would. But I know that she really doesn't like them at all.
No, I don't think anybody can say,
No.
I like 6-red shootouts.
No, but she really
unless
doesn't
you're
like them.
Usain Bolt
Yeah.
that can play pool.
You would say experience-wise, Amy all day long. But I still think there's plenty of time in this match.
Well, they are down now to 15 seconds a shot, as you heard that little bell sound when we get into the last 5 minutes. Of course, the players still get their one extension per frame, and Claire Smith has just used hers. Nothing else really to go out but play that shot. The only sort of solace that Claire Smith can take at the moment is that she is leading 3-2. So it's Amy that's got to make the running.
Well, that's a clever shot from Amy, to be fair. Instead of messing around, obviously.
Well, we're under 4 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, if Claire could try and get some, well, that's a fair shot. Make it all messy up there.
Yeah. I mean, everything's now all there. And the loss of turn shot here.
I wouldn't be playing this. Loss of turn now for me with the plant.
Oh, I don't think she'd be happy with that shot at all.
No, wanted the yellow to stay put, at least block something, and she's actually left Amy on the red at the top of the table. But is it a bit straight? I think it's a bit straight to get on anything else, so Amy forced to now take a long red into the bottom left-hand corner, and that's not going in.
But again, she's played it in such a way that she's not really leaving too much for Claire at all. The only thing that we've got to be aware of, well, both players have, is that clock is still ticking, and we're down
again,
at 2
like I
minutes
say,
40.
with Claire one in front, you can't leave Claire a chance. If Claire was to take the frame out, that's it. So she's playing with fire a little bit. I know she's got to nudge the balls out, but we've got to remember Claire's on the hill.
Yeah.
And that's a nasty little position there that Amy's in there bridging over that ball.
And she's used her extension as well. So this could open everything up. Thought Amy was preparing for the 6 red then with that little jog.
Well, I think there's only the two outcomes now, is a 6 red or a Claire Smith win. Oh my word. Would you believe it? As I open my mouth once again. That is the biggest curse of the commentator I think that I've ever done.
Oh wow.
You just never saw that coming at all.
No.
And now there is obviously all outcomes. So we are level, 3 each. And Claire Smith must be absolutely gutted. And they're relieved. Amy Beachamp should be thinking, I know for a fact, in the back of her head she'd be thinking, okay, I don't need to push for this frame because I'll fancy my chances in the 6 red, even though she doesn't like them. Claire Smith is going to have nowhere near the experience of playing them. I still
think the 6 red is a bit of a lottery. I do think it is still. I know in the men's it's not so much, but in the ladies,
I think Amy knows enough about them, and she has
Yes.
practiced them to position her 6 reds, where she's going to knock them in around 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, I think Claire could end up in a in that panic situation. You hit a ball,
Yeah.
and you don't know which one to go for next, and you get caught in two minds.
Yeah.
That loses 10 seconds.
Yes. Yeah.
Anyway, we're talking about it like we're going to get a 6 red shootout, and of course we've got plenty of pool left in this. Well, 1 minute and about 40 seconds worth.
Yeah, 1 minute 43 and change.
That's plenty of time for Amy to be able to clear up. We did see a dramatic buzzer beater earlier today in the men's.
Did you?
Charlie Earnshaw against Jordan Shepherd.
Right.
1 second on the clock, 1:54. It's 4-2 down.
Who was?
Charlie Earnshaw, 17-year-old, fantastic player. Brilliant to watch. Well, Amy, now, can she beat the buzzer? Requires a big shot up here. Well, she's gone off the red into the centre. She's going up the top, but the balls are there and she has plenty of time. She doesn't have to run.
No.
Right, it's all about position. She gets a cue ball into the middle of the table. I think she could have done with another roll.
I think she might be able to go into the yellow. Just
but it could stick.
thinking.
I think this is dangerous. You could stick behind the yellow here,
Oh,
like that.
I called it. I thought she could have gone thinner. I thought she could have took it
She
thinner.
needed another 2 ball rolls on that cue ball to get on that one in the middle, and now we are definitely looking at a 6 red shootout. There's no way in the world that Claire Smith can take out 7 yellows and a black in 10 seconds. Well, Barbara.
Yeah.
Well, drama here in the first match of Ladies' Night. The big favourite, Amy Beachamp, held 3-3 by the newcomer Claire Smith from the Challenger Tour, and they're going to battle it out now against the clock. So you had much experience in the old 6 reds, Barbara?
Yeah. It did go really well for a while until the last woman standing. So my first ever one was in the final of the Ultimate Pool Tour 2, I think, from a couple of years ago against Amy, which I won. Then I did 3 back-to-back on the last woman standing, but this year, yeah, the split I hit them too hard, and then yeah.
If you win the lag, do you go first, or do you put your opponent in?
I go first.
Do you? Yeah, I prefer going first as well if I was to do it.
Yeah, go first.
Set the time. I don't want to be chasing some silly time.
I think, again, it all depends, because like I say, I've actually.
Well, I think the second player that comes in will start glancing at the clock.
Yes, they will.
If you're up first, you're not glancing at anything.
No, you just have to concentrate on yourself. But it's so easy. I was great if I missed a ball on so many, and then my last one, when I missed a ball, my head just sort of went somewhere else, and you if you're not careful, it will snowball.
Absolutely.
So, but I mean, don't get me wrong, it's good fun, but when you're in it, it's not.
No.
Nah.
It's good fun for us sat here,
yeah,
and people in the audience as well looking on. And always when people know there's going to be a 6 red shootout, you will get a few people and sort of, hang on, we'll just have a little look at this for a minute. They'll come away from the arena tables and think, oh, we'll have a look at this, a bit of excitement.
It's not so much that. As a player, I don't care who you are, and I think it goes for all the players. There's also a part of you that when someone's played so well during the match, the very least they want them to do, even if they might want them to lose, is at least lose still doing the 6 red okay. We've seen it before where everything's gone wrong and it's now a minute 20 and they're still going, and you don't want that for somebody. You want them to at least do well, even if they get 40 seconds. You know?
Absolutely, yeah. Well, it looks as though Claire Smith is going to be first up as Amy looks on. And she'll be wondering what time Claire's going to set for her to beat. I think that she needs 40 seconds at least, 35, 40 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, here we go.
Oh, they've stuck together.
And this is what I'm saying about the 2 mine. She's going to play that down the bottom. And this is not a great start for Claire. Right, she needs to really, really get them. Just rub these apart, I would.
Yeah. And that was the great thing about the last woman standing. The girls were shouting, "Take your time, you know, keep going,
Take
don't
your time."
panic." No, but,
No.
but don't panic, don't panic. There's lots of encouragement. She's recovered well.
Yeah, the second half of this has been very good.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. But it's a time.
Yeah.
You know, when I say it's a time, it's not like 1 minute where you can just walk around the table and beat a minute.
Yeah.
You know, 44, you've got to mind your work.
Yes. Because again, it can very easily go wrong.
But Amy knows, pop the reds open, leave a nice little few gaps between them.
Yeah.
So they're all at the bottom half of the table, and you know, Amy can just rifle them off in 20 odd seconds if she does get in properly, because her accuracy and her one swing of the cue. But we shall see. But 44, you know, it's not a bad time.
Again, like say in the ladies' side, we've seen all sorts happen. All it takes is a couple of shots, and they bounce and then go on the cushion. And
it's when you know you've played a bad one and you stand there looking at it, shaking your head, and you think, I've just wasted 5 seconds doing that.
Yeah.
You've got to remember, if you can stop the cue ball dead, as long as if the reds are rolling, you can still play another ball.
Yeah.
You've got to hit that ball and forget about it,
Yeah.
and come around for the next one. That's the key. Easier said than done. And the actual official time there, you can see at the bottom, is 45.08. That's what Amy has to beat as she strikes the pack. And again, not a great split.
They're not split at all.
But this is the way that Amy's managing the balls, and that's a good shot, even though it didn't get in, because just look, the cue ball's not going to be moving very much here.
No.
She's inside 20 with 3 to go. This is the bit where you just want to make sure your pots now, because she's got over 10 seconds to knock this ball in, and Amy is going to get over the line. Professional performance in the end. And Amy Beachamp does win her opening group match against a very good Claire Smith, I have to say. And you've got to feel a little bit for Claire when she plays an outstanding pool.